Hello, second graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. Today, we're going to learn together how to measure different objects in inches, in foot, and in yards. If you remember in the previous lesson, we learned how to estimate, and we learned that when you measure something, when you estimate, you have to guess. Then after that, measure using the ruler and see if your guessing is close to what you guess or not. Also, we learned that when you measure to the nearest inch, we're going to look for the halfway mark. And of course, if it's past the halfway mark, we're going to go to the higher or the greater number. And if the object is shorter than the halfway mark, we use the smaller number. So we're going to go to the smaller number, which is like before the halfway mark. So let's see what we have for today's lesson, page 517.
Which objects in the classroom are about 1 inch, about 1 foot, and about 1 yard long? Show these objects on the chart.
All right, so about 1 inch could be an eraser, could be a quarter. About 1 foot could be a textbook or a book. About 1 yard could be a table, could be a small rug on a carpet or on a floor. So let's see our video.
You can use a ruler to measure length. What units are shown on this ruler? Inches. What is the length of the paperclip?
1 inch.
The length of the paperclip is about 1 inch. The book is about 1 foot. 1 foot is 12 inches long. What other objects are about a foot long?
Okay, it could be a frame, could be a book. Okay.
Some other objects that are about a foot long are a doll, a plate, or a school binder. You can use a yardstick to measure length too. The bat is about 1 yard. A yardstick is 3 feet or 36 inches long. What objects are about a yard long? Some objects that are about a yard long are a poster, a small table, or a medium dog.
All right, so you can look around for objects that could be an inch. So, inch is like a paper clip. So we say could be a paper clip, could be a small eraser, could be a sticker, small sticker also. And we have 1 foot. So 1 foot could be a book, a frame, a plate, a school binder. And we know that 1 foot means 12 inches. And then we have a yardstick. So we can use a yardstick to measure something that is longer. So the measure length is, the object you measured is quite long or big. So we have a door, a table, a big poster. Okay.
You can use a measuring tape to measure inches, feet, or yards. What unit is shown on this tape measure? Inches. Are these inches the same size as inches on the ruler? Why?
Yes, it's the same.
Yes, an inch is a standard unit of length. It is always the same length, no matter which tool is used to measure. So, should an object measure the same number of inches if measured with a ruler or a measuring tape?
Yes, because we just said it's a standard unit of length. So it's the same if you use a measurement tape or if you use a ruler.
Yes, it should be the same. Now you know how to use inches, feet, and yards to measure lengths.
Let's estimate and measure.
All right. So you can have fun, and if you have a ruler, you can use a ruler, or if you have a measurement tape, you can use the measurement tape and try to estimate like the length of an object that you have in your room or in your classroom, and then estimate guessing, and then after that use the ruler if you have the ruler or the measurement tape to see are you close to what you estimate or not. Okay, let's go to our guided practice. Page 518, and match the object with a reasonable estimate of its length. So remember, when we say one paper clip means 1 inch, when we say 1 foot means 12 inches, and when we say 1 yard means 3 feet or 36 inches. So of course you look at the object and you can tell, am I using paper clip because it's a small, or am I using foot because it's a medium size, or I'm using yard because it's a big object to be measured. So over here, if I look at the hammer, I can tell that it's about, very good, 1 foot. So I'm gonna draw a line. I see my paper clip. I know the paper clip, it's about 1 inch, or it is 1 inch. So I'm gonna go for the inch. And then I look at the windows. It's a big object to be measured. So I know it's more than 1 foot. So it's about 1 yard. All right. So also when you look at the object for the rest of the activity, page 519, 520, it's super easy. You have an object and you need to look at this object in your classroom or in your room. So when you have a pencil, you have a pencil in your hand. When you have a table, measure the table that you are sitting and doing your work on. For the door, just look at the door in your room, and with the help or assist of your partner or your friend or your sibling at home, you can use the right measurement unit to get the length of the object. Of course, if it's a small object, you're using small units like inch. If it's a medium, you're using the foot. And of course, if it's a big object, you're using a yard. All right. So I'll leave you with the rest of the activity in your book. Have fun. Thank you. Hello, second graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. We're still in topic 12, measuring lengths using different customary units. So we learned how to use inch, we learned how to use a foot, and we learned how to use the yard. We know also that inch is a smaller unit to measure something. So you measure, of course, small objects. Foot is a bit bigger, so foot is about 12 inch, and you use 12 inches, so you use the foot to measure something like a book, a frame. And then for a bigger object or longer object, we use the yardstick, which is 3 feet or 36 inches. So let's see what we have for our lesson number 4.
Choose an object. Measure your object in feet. Then measure it in inches. Do you need more feet or more inches to measure your object? Why?
Okay, let's say if you decided to measure a book. So we know the book is about 1 foot. So you're using 1 foot. But if I'm measuring, which is 12 inch, if I'm using the paper clip, I'll be using 12 paper clips, because 12 paper clips make each paper clip make 1 inch. So 12 paper clips means 12 inches mean 1 foot. So if we using, for example, the disc will about to be 2 feet long. And if I use paper clip or use the inches will be 24. So which one you're using? As we say here, do you need more feet or more inches? As you see, I need more inches because the object is big and then the measurement unit is small, the paper clip, for example. Let's see our video and have more exercise.
You can use different units to measure objects. Which would you use more of to measure the length of the bookcase, feet or yards? First, measure the bookcase with feet. What is the length of the bookcase in feet?
I know each ruler means 1 foot, so 1, 2, 3, so 3 feet.
Let's count the feet. 1, 2, 3. The bookcase is about 3 feet long. Now measure the bookcase with yards. What is the length of the bookcase in yards?
As we see, about 1 yard.
The bookcase is about 1 yard long. You can use different units to measure. Both units measure the same length. The bookcase is about 3 feet long. The bookcase is about 1 yard long. Which unit did you use more of to measure the bookcase?
Select your answer.
Okay, as we see, for the feet, I use 3 feet, so I use 3 rulers. And for when I use the yard long, I used 1. So how many did you use more to measure? We used more feet.
You used more feet because feet are smaller than yards. You have learned to measure length using different units.
So, and as we always say, if the object is small, you can use a smaller measurement units. But if it's big, of course, you should use the bigger one, like, for example, the yard. So let's go for our guided practice, page 522, and let's see what we have. Measure each real object using different units. Circle the unit you use more to measure each object. So, of course, when they say each object, that means don't use the picture that you have in the book here, but they're giving you an example. So you look at the board, if you have a board like that, or if you have a window, and see how many, it's about how many feet, if we're using feet, and how many yards if you're using the yard, and what do you use more? You use more units in feet or in yards. So as I see, it's the board, it's gonna be big, so of course I'll be using more feet because the feet, the foot is smaller than the yard. Over here, the chair, they ask you to use inches and feet. So for inches, I know if I use inches, that's mean a paper clip, and I need to measure the length of the chair from, as you see, the back where the arrow shows, all the way to the leg of the chair. So if I measure a real chair in inches, I will be using more than feet. All right. So all the activities will be like that. You look for the real objects close to what you see. So if it's a window, go for a window. If it's a table, go for a table. If you don't have a window nearby, or look for a poster or something like about to be the size of a window, or your desk, your table. If you don't have a book, look for the notebook, or for object that's close to what you have. All right. I'll leave you the rest of the activity in your book, page 523 and 524. Remember, when the object is big, it's better to use a bigger measurement unit. And if the object is small, of course, it's good and it's easy to use a small measurement unit. All right, that's it for today, second graders. Thank you.